Good morning from Zagreb, Croatia, and today we're going to our conference. We went yesterday too. It was really amazing. This is the last day of it. I wanted to talk a little bit about the building I'm staying in. So apparently this is one of the old apartment buildings that was constructed here in Croatia. There's many of them. The Airbnb itself is very nice, but the building outside leaves a lot to be desired, we'll put it that way. So I'm gonna take you on a journey now as I go down the stairs. I came back late last night after a get together. It was like 2 in the morning. The stairwell had no lights. It was completely pitch black. Somehow made it up here. Without further ado, here's the hallway. All right. Let the time lapse begin. Well, that was it. Here's the building from the outside. Now, one thing you can say is it has character, right? Like I said, the Airbnb itself isn't too bad. All right, well, we just completed our conference, and now we're just enjoying our last night here in Zagreb, looking around. Some event going on here at the university. It's the University of Zagreb. Everyone's hanging out. Might be their graduation, I'm not 100% sure, but there's a lot going on here. The part of town I'm staying in is really close to here, the University of Zagreb. So it's a nice area. There's a lot going on here. The weather's just been perfect every single day. So everyone's outside hanging out. It's pretty exciting. So like I said, this is my last night here in Zagreb, Croatia. I fly back starting tomorrow. Well, I fly to London tomorrow in the evening, not till like 8 p.m. So I got all day to kill. And then from there I fly to LA on Sunday. So I spend a night in London. Just love looking at those walls, all the graffiti. It has that Berlin Wall in 1989 feel to it. All right, let's figure out where to go. I think we need to get food, and I know there's a restaurant up here, so I might just go there. Or maybe we'll get adventurous and try something new. Haven't decided. I really have to go to the restroom. Across here. Yeah, man, this is my first time in Eastern Europe. It's been eye-opening, to say the least. Overall, a great trip. I can't complain. Well, that is it for Zagreb. Well, we still have all day here in the city, but we're leaving our apartment building after a few days. It's been an interesting experience, to say the least. I'm going to explore the city because I have about 12 hours to kill before my flight. It doesn't leave till nighttime. So let's see what we can get into. You know, Zagreb's a great city for just walking around aimlessly, I found, because I like to do that when I travel. And it's not too big of a city to where you feel overwhelmed by anything. So, should be a good day. Another beautiful day here. It's a weekend. There's been this nightclub here that's been just popping off all night long and into the morning, and now it looks like it's finally clearing off a little bit, but I could hear the music like the entire night. I mean, I went to bed early last night and there's people going in, and then I woke up at 4:30 in the morning. I heard the music and I saw a bunch of people standing out there. So Europeans go hard, that is for dang sure, and I respect that. So this is an interesting place. It's almost like a casino. They have slot machines. I think it is a casino. So today I am over kind of on the west part of town, I guess. I met up with my friend earlier today, and now since then I've just been walking around. But yeah, I'm on the west section of Zagreb right now. You can see the hills in the background. Beautiful day, another beautiful day. Every day's been perfect weather. A little bit humid today for sure, but overall really nice. And yeah, we need to look for something to eat here. So there are a lot of cafes and restaurants along this way. I was just posted up at this spot called Peppers, but it's not a restaurant. They didn't have food, so couldn't stay there for too much longer. Yeah, I've talked before about how the architecture is very striking, but I gotta say now, oh gosh. Well, you witnessed that. He almost nailed that old lady walking across the street. That's nice. Anyway, look at this building. The building next to it looks a lot newer. I've noticed a characteristic on all these buildings, like the one I stayed in, like they're very heavily concrete, but then they also have this kind of rock part. Like you see the center of it. It has those little rock bits in it. I know there's a better term for that, I just can't think of it offhand. It's a really 1970s kind of aesthetic, but taken to a kind of a next level. But you know, here's the thing, you don't feel unsafe here. I feel very safe around Zagreb. The other night I walked home at 2 in the morning and I couldn't feel safer, honestly. It felt amazing. It was a little dark when I got in, but aside from that, it's pretty safe. So now we're kind of walking towards the main road. I think I'm gonna turn around, go find a restaurant to eat in, and then we'll continue. Situation is I have to be at the airport, I'm gonna say by 6 o'clock. My flight leaves at 8:40 tonight, so I still have time to kill. I got about 2 hours till I need to start heading over there. So I'm gonna enjoy Zagreb as much as I can for the next 2 hours.
just kind of take it all in. This is one of the biggest towers I've seen around town. So, all right. I think this is all residential down here. Looks like it. So I might just, I don't know. Maybe I'll just turn around and go to one of the cafes I walked by. Ooh, a Porsche. Interestingly enough, English is widely spoken here. That was a little bit of a faux pas by me. I assumed after 2 days here, I assumed that everybody spoke Croatian and not that many people spoke English. I think I was a little bit unlucky. I had a couple instances where they didn't know English the first day I was here, and I sort of just assumed the entire country was like that. I've been told otherwise. My friend filled me in because he's been in Croatia for 2 years now, and he said no, it's actually, English is readily available, especially people that are under 50 years old. Basically they all know English. Another fun fact about Croatia is I think they're the country with the second most amount of islands in Europe off their coast. I think Greece is the first, but then Croatia's second. I didn't even realize Croatia had islands. I looked at a map earlier after my friend told me that. Absolutely right, they do. I think that's the problem, because you always think islands, you think of Greece, Spain. Yeah, Croatia has a lot of islands. Probably not as many as the Philippines, but I could be wrong. I don't know. I'm not going to make that statement yet. Philippines has a lot of islands. All right. I'm going to go get some food, and then we will come back later. Like there's a tennis facility in there. You might have to go take a look. All right, well, we just grabbed food at Submarine, which is a chain. It's like a burger, I think it's mostly a burger restaurant. But I actually had a salad, and it was one of the best salads I've ever had. It was like a chicken and something salad. It was really good. Actually walking back in front of it again. It's just over there. The umbrellas. So now we have about 30 minutes before we got to head over to the airport. So we're just going to walk around a bit more, say our last goodbyes to beautiful Zagreb, and then we will head out of here. Carrying around some heavy bags, so excuse the heavy breathing. It's pretty hot today. It's a nice little pizza spot. So here's this nice tennis facility called HK Tennis Club. And I think several of the big Croatian players that play professionally have played here. They have these outdoor clay courts, and they also have this indoor practice facility. So it's quite something. Gotta love that authentic European clay. Oh, I want to play on these courts so badly. It's okay, next time. You gotta save stuff to do next time. That's really the key. It makes you come back. You always need a reason to come back, right? Circle. So if anyone's watched the Australia videos, I hope these were entertaining enough for you. I know it's a much different trip than the Australia trip. Also, I'm only here a week. We were in Australia for 3 months, so I hope this is interesting enough for you. If not, I apologize. But we are going back to Australia at the end of this year, so stay tuned. So now we're getting back towards a section of town with a lot of restaurants and cafes. When I was walking in earlier today, there were many options. A lot of options to choose from. All right, so I think we're gonna call an Uber soon. This has been an amazing time here in Zagreb, hanging out in the city for the last 5 days. If I had to come back, I would definitely play tennis, but if I had to come back to Croatia in general, I think I would want to go to the coast. I've heard so much hype about around the coastal towns like Zadar, Dubrovnik, Split. I think that's probably more my speed than Zagreb. Don't get me wrong, Zagreb has been an amazing place. It's interesting, a lot of history here, but I think the coastal towns are where it's at for me. This might do it here for Zagreb. Thanks for watching, like and subscribe. And yeah, we will see you again soon, probably in Australia. We'll have some stuff in between then, but that'll be the next big trip. So stay tuned, we'll see you soon.